Hello everyone, I just wanted to film a quick comparison from the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the movie, but this is the book, and just some of the comparisons I've noticed, the differences. I'm not going to film them all just because it would take a long video, and I love them equally, so I don't want to rip them apart too much. Let me just get off by saying I love Dobby. He is one of my favorite characters, and I love how the movie portrayed him. And in the book, I found it interesting that Harry wondered if he belonged to the Malfoys early on. And another thing I noticed was that Fred and George used the hairpin to unlock Harry's door, and they got his trunk and school stuff out of the lots covered under the stairs. And Uncle Vernon never fell out of the window. So obviously they add more dramatics to the movies, but I still love both equally. Another thing I wish they would have portrayed in the movies is the time that Harry spent with the Weasleys in the summer that month. For example, Fred, George, Ron, and Harry did Gnome to the Garden, and you could tell that Ginny's crush on Harry was really apparent. And I liked how the twins, Ron and Harry, played Quidditch with apples. Of course, my cat has to make an appearance. And when he traveled by Floo Powder, Draco and his dad were in Bordigan selling items that was kind of interesting, and he was raided later. And one thing that was different was Mr. Weasley fits Harry's glasses, not Hermione. And they didn't always show everything in Diagon Alley that time. They didn't show that Harry and the Weasleys went to the vaults. And there was a lot more money in his vault than the Weasleys. And Mr. Weasley had drinks with Hermione's parents at the Leaky Cauldron. And Lockhart announced at the bookstore that he was the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. And Mr. Weasley got into a little bit of a physical fight with Lucius Malfoy, and Hagrid had to pull him apart. And then later on, traveling to Hogwarts, Ron knew enough to keep the car invisible. And they never lost control looking for the train. In fact, the car was sputtering and then died crash landing into the Whomping Willow. And I always I wish that the movies put more Hogwarts classes in. And that's what sucks. And there's always more interactions, like the interactions that Harry had with Justin Finch Fletchley from Hufflepuff and Ernie. Ernie's his name, I think. And one thing they didn't show that much is Hermione's crush on Lockhart. She even sent him a Valentine, one of the 46 that he got. And they didn't include the Valentine's Day festivities or the singing Valentine that Harry got. And one thing, Lockhart was a lot more in the books than the movie. And Lockhart clearly thinks that Harry wants more fame and publicity with the flying car to Hogwarts. And he thinks that Harry wants to have signed autographed pictures being handed out because Colin Creevey follows him around all over. And he really idolizes him. And let's see. They forgot about the Death Day activities where Ron, Hermione, and Harry attended Nearly Headless Nick's Death Day party. And Peeves cunningly had them meet Moaning Myrtle, but Hermione already knew her from the bathroom. And then one difference is that Hermione asked Professor Binns, the ghost who teaches a history of magic, not McGonagall, about the Chamber of Secrets. And the trio actually look for the Chamber of Secrets. And another thing I found funny is Lockhart seemed to be bugging everyone with his expertise, like Hagrid, Professor Sprout, a lot of the teachers, and they're annoyed by it. He always thinks that he knows best. But the trio uses Locke to sign a piece of paper that allowed them to get the book that had the Polyjuice recipe in it from the restricted section. And in the movie, it shows that they just got it from the library in a normal section. And I wish that they showed more of the Quidditch games and the interaction among the Gryffindor team. And one thing I found funny is Fred and George were joking about the inner Slytherin coming through, meaning Haley just walking through. They lighten the mood. I loved the mischievous side. And speaking of the twins, they tried cheering Ginny up, but they also look out for her, and Punsey looks out for her. And seems like crying a lot in this book. And one thing they didn't show in the movie was that the trio needed supplies for the Polyjuice potions, so Haley used a Weasley fire lance while Hermione broke into Snape's office and got what they needed during a potions class. And they didn't really show much of a Christmas in the movie. And let's see. When Hermione was in the hospital from that whole cat fiasco, she was actually sleeping with a lock of card that he had sent her under her pillow. And when it came to the Forbidden Forest, the boys seen the card in the forest beforehand, and the spiders actually carried them deeper into the forest. And in the book, Aragog is blind, and he doesn't appear to be blind in the movie. And Ginny also tried to tell Haley at breakfast that it was her that opened the Chamber of the Secrets, but Punsey was around, and she got scared off. And once they came out of the Chamber of the Secrets, they went to McGonagall's office where Mr. and Mrs. Weasley and Dumbledore were, and everything was told to them, which I thought would have been nice to show in the movie. And there was definitely more Weasley in action, like riding back in the train together, but no Punsey. And one thing that wasn't really talked about in the movie was that Punsey has a girlfriend, Penelope Clearwater. And there was no clapping for Hagrid at the end of the book, but I still thought it was a nice touch in the movie. And I really liked the after the credit scene in the movie. And the things I really loved about the movie, besides Dobby, was the flying car scene. That was kind of cool. Brought it to life. I love how they put together the Weasley's house. And I loved the Howler and Fox. And I liked how they did the diary scene. And the whole forest and Aragog scene. And the Chamber of the Secret scene. I love both equally. Even though the Chamber of the Secrets has always been my least favorite. But I still gave it 5 stars. I will always love every bit of Harry Potter for the series, no matter what. And this time around, this book did not seem to take me that long to get through. Alright, thanks for watching and have a great day.